Hello there. All right, I posed the question before, but it bears repeating again. There are a billion anorexia recovery videos available on YouTube. So why watch me? Because I'm old and you should listen to your elders, okay? And also because I'm educated. So like, subscribe, watch the video. Peace out. Bye. Hello there. Thank you for hanging in there this long. It means a lot to me. And as is customary, I'm going to remove my glasses because the glare is just a little distracting. So there they are, they're gone. All right. Also, I wanted to say that I am following the recovery methods propounded by Tabitha Farrar, Kayla Rose Katecki, and Elisa Orris. All three of these women have come up with a recovery method from anorexia, restrictive eating disorders, and also yo-yo dieting, the gamut of eating disorders, basically. And it's been the most effective for me in getting recovered. So that said, let's get to the topic for today, and I appreciate your watching. Thank you. Bye. Okay, I've changed up the angle of the camera a little bit. I like a little variety, but let me just jump into the topic. I want to make it as short as I can. So yes, we live in a world that has rules and regulations. This is just part of living, and some of this is valid, like stopping at a stoplight or not stealing, things like that. Okay, so there are restrictions on society on living with one another. But what is really whack in society right now is fitness, diet, and all of that stuff. Greater society around the globe is just saturated with this diet mentality and this diet mindset. And my coach has called it the thinner is better mentality. And that mindset pervades almost everyone across the globe. So this is just a major, major problem for people that have anorexia or restrictive eating disorders. Because no matter where you turn in society, you're going to have something in it that feeds your restrictive mindset, that's going to support the restrictive beliefs. So when you are on your recovery journey, a lot of times you're going to be looking for people to support you and help you. So you might turn to a friend, you might turn to a spouse, you might turn to a parent, you might turn to a child, you might turn to a boyfriend, you might turn to a girlfriend. Anybody who's close to you, and you may be panicked and go, oh, I've gained so much weight, I'm so scared. And they come back with advice that is saturated with the diet mindset. And they may be as well-meaning as anybody, but you got to throw that stuff away. As much as you love them, as much as they love you, they're going to come in at you with something that's going to feed your restrictive mindset. And you got to be real careful when you go to other people. Even in a panic moment, you got to be real careful about the way you interpret what you're hearing and not have it become something that tells you to restrict in some way, shape, or form. So for example, I just did a video recently on some blood work that came back, and I had high blood sugar. And so when I came home from the doctor, I was panicked. I was worried about this, even though my doctor had said, don't worry about it. You have anorexia. You need to get out of anorexia, which is more life-threatening than anything. So eat all the donuts you want. Even though my doctor had said that, I was still worried. My restrictive mindset was over here going, oh, I can use this to keep her in anorexia and tell her that she's going to get diabetes. So I came home and I was panicked, and I told my loved ones at home, I have this bad blood sugar reading. And they were like, well, why don't you eat less sugar? You eat a lot of donuts, so how about some chicken? How about some fish or vegetables? And then I got all pouty and was like, well, I don't want any of that. But then my brain started going, I probably should be eating more of that. I probably should not eat as many donuts. Maybe I should switch from eating donuts to fish. Or maybe I should switch part of the week from eating donuts and cake and brownies to chicken, etc., etc. So you can see that the well-meaning advice from loved ones and friends and all of that is not helpful. It's just going to keep you in restriction. So you have to just block all that out. Even if you ask someone in the moment and they say something that is just loving and all this kind of stuff, it may hurt you. It may make you feel like you need to go exercise, or that people might say you need to build some muscle tone. Oh, you're worried about gaining weight? Well, we'll lift some weights. No, no, no. You got to put all that out. So yes, we live in a world that is just saturated, and there's almost no support for someone coming from a restrictive eating disorder. Even in treatment centers, there is almost no support for your eating unrestrictedly. And so I'm here as a mouthpiece to say eat unrestrictedly. And it doesn't matter where you are on your recovery path. You could be a few months in, you could be a few years in. I myself am over 2 years in, and I still have extreme hunger in the form of mental hunger and sometimes physical hunger as well. And so I still need to eat to that gigantic level that my body is dictating. You have to always follow what your body is dictating. And even if it's taking a long time, even if you've been in an extremely hungry state for a long time, that only means that your body is really working. It's really trying to get you healthy. And so it's got a lot of repairs that it's doing and all that. Just be patient. Stick with your unrestricted eating. Stick with it. And Tabitha Farrar, Kayla Rose Katecki, and Elisa Orris, all three of them are the major experts along these lines. And they are the only women I know who have truly recovered with a D on the end, from restrictive eating disorders by going all in. And so you just eat unrestrictedly, and don't let any of the advice, even though you might reach out for it, that feeds your restriction, don't let any of that interfere with your Pop-Tarts, your donuts, your cake, your pizza, whatever it is. So that's my message. I'm gonna shut up now and go eat something and have some fun. Stay tuned, stay on with the video, because I got some music stuff coming up, which is a lot of fun. So thanks, take care, bye. All right, so pardon me while I have a little snack here. And this is a snack, and I'm sorry I'm so far away, but this is the best setup that I could do in this room. So let me just show you really quickly what I've got. I've got a turkey sandwich here on brioche bread, plus Boston cream donut from my favorite donut shop. And this sandwich I made earlier and filmed the making of it. I'll insert a little clip of the making of it somewhere along the line. As if you need a how-to on how to make a turkey sandwich with cheese on it. Oh well. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. If you didn't see my last video, you may not know that I like to do things involving music a lot of times, because music is such a precious part of our lives. That took me a long time to get that bite out. Okay. Music is a precious part of our life. Right now, I am doing a contest among countries for English language songs, pop songs, because as I admitted in my last video, I don't know country western that well, nor the great vocalists from the Frank Sinatra era and stuff like that. Even though I'm from Nashville, I don't know country western that well. My family is gonna kill me for that. Oh. But with that disclaimer, I'll just say that I love pop songs. Rock, R&B, all that. So, I've got a contest running for the best songs in a particular category, and the country of origin of that song that gets number 1 and 2 gets points. So far, England and the United States have 10 points and Scotland has 5 points. And this was in the last category that I did, which was songs that feature prominently na-nas and la-las. So, since then, I've been thinking about na-na and la-la songs that have frequent na-nas and la-las in them. And like, oh darn, I forgot. So I'm going to give 5 points more to these two countries. The United States has a one-hit wonder band from way back when, but this song is a na-na standard. Na-na, Hey Hey, Goodbye by Steam. They're an R&B group. That song dates back, I think, back to the late 60s. But you know that song, Na-na, Hey Hey, Goodbye by Steam. So I'm going to give the US 5 points for that one. And then, forgive me, Scotland, but in the la-la category, I forgot, oh my gosh, I forgot Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl. Oops. So, Scotland, you're going to keep your 5 points for Simple Minds. Don't You Forget About Me. I love that song. In fact, I'm going to give you 7 points because you're nearly number 1 on that one. La La Means I Love You got number 1 from the United States, and that was in the la la category, obviously. Then Simple Minds' Don't You Forget About Me came in second with 5 points. So I want to give you 7 for second, and then sort of a semi-second to that will be Brown Eyed Girl. So I'm going to give Ireland 5 points for Brown Eyed Girl. Okay, so there we are in the contest. Now overall, right now, the team, the country that you have to beat is Norway. Norway has 1 billion points, simply because they are the home of Take On Me by a-ha. That has nothing to do with La La or Na Na. It's just the fact that it is the best pop song ever. It's the quintessential pop song. I mean, outside the Beatles, outside the great R&B acts from the 60s from Motown, outside of anything, it's just the best pop song. I can't explain it. So Norway has 1 billion points. So we got some work to do to get up to Norway standards. Okay, so now my category today is, in the midst of this beautiful sunshine, songs featuring rain. Why this category? Because it's my contest and this is what I came up with. Well, so many songs about rain. Ooh, the list goes on and on. But I do have a number 1. And but then I want to give points to all the other songs that I mentioned. So I think I'm just going to, across the board, to all these subordinate songs that I mentioned, give 5 points, okay? All right, so here we go. Here Comes the Rain Again. Eurythmics. If you're older, or if you're younger even, you know that song. 5 points, England. something super crunchy in that. I hope that wasn't part of it too. Anyway. Okay, so next, Purple Rain by Prince. One of his iconic songs of all time. So 5 points to the United States for Prince's Purple Rain. Next, Red Rain by Peter Gabriel. 5 points to England for the next rain song, Red Rain by Peter Gabriel. Sorry for all the time lapse with the water drinking, but my sandwich is a little dry. I made it, and I'm not the best chef in the world. In fact, I'm not a chef at all. The bread's the best part. Anyway. Okay, so we're gonna come back to the United States. Rihanna's Umbrella. Five points. I'm sorry, you guys in the other countries. Okay. Ireland, back to Van Morrison. And it stoned me. That song is all about rain, and it's one of the best songs that he performs, I think. In my opinion, my humble opinion, and it stoned me. 5 points to Ireland for Van Morrison's Rain Song. England. I know you have about 100 million rain songs in your pop culture. I'm sorry if I'm selling you short a little bit on this. And I'm not going to give any points to the Beatles' Rain. Oh my gosh, that's sacrilege, I know. But I personally don't really like that song. So while I notice, and I note that Rain by the Beatles is considered critically one of their classics, with a special drum kind of effect in it and all that stuff. I want to say, okay, great song, not in my contest though, so no points, but honorable mention. Okay. Back to the US. To me, this one nearly got number one. I Wish That It Would Rain by The Temptations. Hello, oh my gosh. And if y'all want to see the inside of this donut, there's a little bit of the close-up of the inside with the cream. That wasn't very attractive, so sorry about that. But yes, The Temptations, I Wish It Would Rain. Oh, so wonderful. Five points to the US. And now drum roll, because I'm now getting a number one. All those others were tied for number two. If you send comments to me about great songs that have rain in them that I have not covered or forgotten or that I'm just ignorant about, then I will donate 5 points to the country of origin of the great rain song that I've forgotten. So please leave in the comments any great rain song that you know and that you really appreciate and love. So I will give 5 points to the country of origin for that. Okay. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Before we get to number 1, ooh, I'm forgetting a near miss. This one also nearly made it to number 1. Down Under by Men at Work. You guys know I love Men at Work. And yes, the Aussies deserve some points on this chart in this contest. So Australia, I'm giving you 5 points for Down Under. Can't you hear that thunder? Yeah, better run. The best part of this entire snack is, of course, the donut. That's because my body wants this more than it wants the sandwich. It appreciated the sandwich, and it will do a lot of work with the sandwich, but it's going to get the most bang for its buck with the donut. And I hope that you can see me okay. I feel a little bit like a yoga teacher sitting on this bed. I'm a little distant from the camera, so I do hope you can see and hear me. But anyway, so number one, what is it? Who gets 10 points? Which country gets 10 points? Well, you guys, there's a country that's sneaky out there. Sneaky, sneaky. Anybody got any guesses? I'm wanting to hear you guess. Out there where you're watching, you guess. All right, let me give you a hint. I'm going to tell you the country. Well, no, I'll describe the country. It rains a lot in this country. All right, enough games there. Number 1 rain song, Scotland. Why Does It Always Rain on Me by Travis. I'm sorry that was inelegantly put with all the crumbs in my mouth and stuff, but that's kind of a little bit dishonoring of Travis, but let me just be clear. That's the best rain song ever. Why Does It Always Rain on Me by Travis. And why is that? Well, it has such a plaintive sound, and it captures an emotion that we all feel at some point in our lives. The guys really tapped into a universal feeling that we all feel. Every human being on the earth feels this way at some point, that it's just always raining on us. What did we do that it just feels this way? So, Travis, number 1 rain song, 10 points to Scotland. Thank you guys. Now this category should not be depressing, because sometimes songs that really help to express our own emotions help us feel like we're not alone, and that's a good thing. So I don't bring this category up to be depressive at all. It's actually a very fun category to talk about. Just like the good sunshine songs, which may be coming up soon, are also due for us. So I don't want to bring anybody down by bringing up rain song. And I also want to emphasize that we're not afraid. Remember from my last video, if we're still scared after all the recovery we've been through and we're still scared and fear is sitting right here, we're just going to pretend it's not there and keep eating. Fearless. And again, if anyone is telling you you should be eating this, or maybe you should exercise, or maybe you should do this or that, or if anyone is asking you, why are you doing it that way? Why are you recovering this way? Why are you still eating that much? Why are you putting that poison in your body? Why this, why that? Don't do this, don't do that. This all comes from a restrictive mindset that is out there in greater society. We don't need that advice, okay? We have come from dangerous places in our own lives from that very kind of mindset that surrounds us. So that all just needs to be tuned out. It's hard to do that, but you just gotta shut that down. All that chitter chatter, all that advice, even from well-meaning people, even from the people closest to you, your spouse, your parent, your child, anybody around you, it all just needs to be tuned out. The name of the game is to stay alive and get healthy and not be thinking about food all the time, and not to be regimented and dieting and all this kind of stuff. And the way to do that is to follow your path, follow what your body dictates that it wants, and keep eating until it tells you that it's satisfied. That process may take months. It may take years. It's taken years in my case. Part of that is because it's been a little bit of a problem for me in that I've gone back to restriction a little bit, so my body has never felt 100% safe. But even so, you can start on this recovery and go all in, feeding your extreme hunger, and stay extremely hungry for a long, long time. Months, years, you know, it takes a while. So don't get scared about the longevity of your extreme hunger or your desire to eat processed foods, or about the fact that you're binging 2-3 years down into the road. It will all balance out. Just stay consistent with your eating and it will all balance out. Your body will finally get relief. So with that, I will shut up and leave you in peace. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.